Hi everyone, this is going to be a piano tutorial of Alive by Krewella. And I thought this would be an interesting choice for this week's tutorial just because the song, there are piano parts to it, but more importantly it's in a genre that's typically not associated with the piano instrument. And so I thought it'd be a really fun song to do a tutorial of. And I hope you guys will enjoy what I teach you. And so without further ado, this is the beginning. So that was the intro into the first verse. And what exactly did I do? As you probably may have noticed, my left hand is very simple. I start with, well, the progression is F sharp, E, A, D, the first couple times, which is just single notes. And then after that, be octaves of those same notes. So that's pretty simple. In regards to the right hand, here it is in slow motion. That's the pattern you play the entire time. It's quite simple to remember. It's this pattern looped twice. So, and the third time is you just go up to the C sharp. And so you're really only manipulating 4 notes: E, G sharp, A, C sharp. The key thing to remember about this part is not to get lost, especially when you start speeding up in the third and fourth iteration. Because you're manipulating notes within such a small range, it can get really easy to confuse yourself. And so my tip to you all is to think ahead. Think ahead to what you will be playing. Visualize that very clearly in your mind so that when you actually get to that part that you're thinking of, you will play what you're thinking of. So, you're playing this. Even as you're playing this, you're going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be going up to the C sharp for the third pattern. Right, so if you can do that, then you won't get lost. And so that's the intro, and the verse is coming up next. Okay, so now I'm going to be going over the first verse and first chorus. I'm doing this because the verse and chorus have very similar piano parts. And so this is going to be quite long, but I'm going to get through it as quickly as possible and then go over the key points the second time around. So enjoy. So I think with the right hand, you notice that it's basically the same throughout every single iteration. And so I'm not going to really go into depth with that. You can just loop the million times I just played it to learn how to play it. I do want to focus on the left hand though. As you can see, there are 3 patterns to what I play. The first getting gradually more complicated. The first pattern is as follows. So starting off with an F sharp, E, octave A, separate notes though, and then D, E. Notice, and you're going to see that this is the case for almost every single time. Right hand goes first, left hand lags just 1 beat. So it's always after right hand. Left hand. This is the only exception, the third pattern. Okay, so that's the first pattern. The second pattern iteration, I'm getting those words mixed up, it's crazy. Here's the second pattern, I guess. So I basically am playing triads of the chord. E, A, again, left hand first. So pretty self-explanatory. You start delayed left hand and you just string together the 3 notes. The third pattern is as follows. So same thing as the first pattern, except you start off with an octave. And then you jump up to a higher note. So in the first case, I'm jumping up to an F sharp, C sharp into an A natural. Here I'm jumping from an E octave to an E, B, A. Here we have A, jumping up to an A, E to a B. These are just regular. Okay, so that about covers it. So the first pattern is the verse, the second pattern is technically the transition, and then the third one is the chorus. Hope you guys got that. Alright, so now I'm going to be going over the EDM part of the section that follows right after the chorus. I'm going to try to do my best to do it justice. A lot of it is my interpretation, so I hope you guys enjoy what I play and either use it or use parts of it to create your own version of this section. So here goes, right after the chorus. So sorry for that pause right there. I just brain freeze. So real quick, the part before the real emphatic part, I'm just going to let you guys learn it by yourself. It's very simple. Single notes on the left hand, single notes on the right hand. So just loop that section over and learn that. I do want to focus most of my attention on the part afterwards, and I'm going to start with the left hand first. And the pattern that I use in the left hand, even though it looks like a lot of stuff's happening, I played it actually in a very structured manner. And so the pattern is as follows. So I use the triad. In this case, the first one's F sharp minor. Yeah. I split it up, so separate notes on the triad. And then so it's actually 4 notes, where the first 3 are from the triad, and the 4th one is the next one in the arpeggio. And then go back to the triad, all notes together, and then I play it again. So, well, in this case, I play one. Sometimes I vary it up. I'll play 2 notes of it. I'll play 1 note. I'll play all 3 again. But the basic premise is still there. Separate notes on the triad, followed by an extra note, followed by the triad again, and then a combination of 1 or 2 notes from the triad. And I just do that for the other chords. Everything except the first one, you're going to have to loop your index finger over for the extra note. So that's that. For right hand, I'll do it in slow-mo. Once you learn the initial part that I told you to loop, you're basically just adding E's to some of the notes to just add more harmonies, add more nuances, add more complications to this section to make it sound better. And then the final part, I changed the very final part, just give it some more escalation to give it some more motion. So I'll just play from that part. The part where I messed up, basically. I just basically scale up, like an A major scale, I think, while I'm keeping an E note constant, D, and then octaves after, and then I end again on an F sharp chord, even though you probably won't have to because you're going right into the second verse after this. Okay, so this is the EDM section. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, so this is going to be the last part of this video. Just going over the progression of the song, what we've done so far. Second verse is going to be the same as the first verse, and second chorus is going to be slightly different than the first chorus, and I'll show you why now. Here's second chorus, just a small part. If any of you can tell what I did differently than the first chorus, then I applaud you. And the answer is that I changed the chord progression to what it's actually supposed to be, ironically, right? So you go, in the first chorus I did F sharp to E to A to D. In the second chorus I'm doing F sharp to A to E to D. So I flip-flop the E and the A where they're supposed to be. And the reason that I did this is because, number one, if you change it, it's not going to materially affect the song. I'm 99% sure of that. And the second reason is, and it's part of my own personal music philosophy, is that when you're playing 2 things that are very similar, you don't want to play them similarly, right? If you're showing the listener 2 iterations of the same exact thing, it's boring, right? You want to change it up the second time so that the listener's saying, oh yeah, you know, I listened to this before, but there's a slight twist to it. So it's going to make the whole song more interesting, and that's what I did here. And I think it turned out pretty well. And so if you do, so just again, feel free to just play what you're actually supposed to play in the as seen in the recording. But what I'm doing for the first chorus, I'm going F sharp, E, A, D, and then the second chorus I go F sharp, A, E, D. And then after that, you're basically just replaying the EDM tune in different levels of emphaticness, I guess. You don't have to do this. You just do octaves. You just do single notes, whatever you want to do. Right hand's going to stay the same. Yeah, and that's about it. I know there weren't that many parts to this video, but I feel like it's going to turn out pretty long in the end. Feel free to subscribe, comment, like, favorite this video. I know I promised in my last video I would do weekly uploads, but looking forward to now. I think I'm going to do bi-monthly just because, you know, things come up and stuff like that. So bi-monthly from now on. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was very informative, and I will see you guys next time.